only in LA, specifically, like, I guess where I live, will you walk out of your house to go check the mail and literally walk through a music video that's being shot, and then have them ask you, are you busy right now? Can you, like, be in this for, like, it'll take, like, a half hour. I'm wearing a 7-Eleven hoodie, my dude. And then, as I'm pulling out of my driveway, I see CBS, whatever channel, I don't know what channels, interviewing two people. I don't know, I wonder, they were interviewing two people, like, literally feet away from where I live. And I was trying to figure out why they were interviewing them, because it didn't really make much sense why they were there. But one of the people looked like a homeless person, and the other looked like, honestly, like a fuckboy. So I don't know what that was about. Anyway, but let me spit this out before it gets dark. Doesn't the front camera normally let you zoom in, or am I on crack? Wow, what a fantastic angle this is. This is literally the worst possible angle for me, because this is my back side. And then also, it's like, it also just started raining. Let me quickly tell you what happened yesterday. And also, I mean, there's a lot more to this story, as I'm sure you could imagine. But yesterday, I'm on OnlyFans, and I'm going through my messages, which I do every day. And I was actually at my sister's apartment, waiting for, I hope it's just not too loud now that it's fucking raining. What the fuck? Where did this come from? Oh, it just like stopped. Okay. Trying to get back to a good chunk of messages while Rue is on her way to my sister's apartment, because last night I rented some studio space. I did it like a week and a half ago or something. I probably wouldn't have done it or like scheduled it if I didn't have so much content already from the shoots that I did this weekend, and just like whatever. But I scheduled the studio space, and so I was like, let's just go. And we didn't really get everything that I wanted, but I kind of also, I almost just was like, I'll just like eat the money, and I don't really want to go. Like, I'm tired. I'm having to drive to my sister's to watch her cat, blah blah blah. So anyway, we got like some good stuff out of it for OnlyFans, and we did a couple TikToks and whatever. It was fun. I was waiting for her to get to my sister's apartment so that I could drive us to the studio at like 10 p.m. or something. And I see a message from an account that happens to have me in the profile photo. I don't know why I'm making this so like cryptic, but basically, let's just say what happened. But it's been a year now. A couple days over a year, honestly, based on like my memories on Snapchat and Instagram. I had a couple's OnlyFans account with Satan. That's how we refer to him. We're not going to refer to him by anything other than Satan, or Lucifer maybe. That account lasted, well, it still exists, but we posted on there for like a month and a half. Don't need to get into everything, all of that, and all of the shit that happened there, and like, that'll for sure be a video someday. For sure. Anyway, I have a restraining order against Satan, as you may know. So he's obviously not allowed to contact me. And I get this message on OnlyFans from Soulmates, that's our @ And like every so often I'll see the Soulmates account posting like a couple words, I think just to keep the account active or something, for whatever fucking reason. Like, I logged onto it yesterday, which I'll tell you why in a second, for the first time in like 9 to 10 months. And like there's like 4 fans on there, so like, okay, that phone just ran out of storage, so now we're on to my second phone where the quality's probably not as good, and it's also getting darker. Let me just wrap this up. So I get a message from that account. Is that where I left off? And it just says, hi. It says hi, and it was sent at like 11:28 a.m. that day, yesterday. Of course, I screenshot that shit and send it to Rue, and I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? I'm pretty sure you don't have to message people in order for the account to stay active, right? And she's like, oh my god, no. And so then I'm like, wait, let me like log on to that account. And I didn't even know if I would still be able to if like the password had been changed, because that would not surprise me given that it's happened before. But I was able to log on to it with whatever was saved in my computer. And I wanted to see, like, did he send that to just me, or did he send that to whoever is subscribed to us, whoever's following us, whatever. Like, anyone other than just me. I noticed that also the account is online and was online for like 2 days straight. Like, not that I know that for a fact, but every time I logged on OnlyFans, that account was online, which is very fucking weird to me. Like, why? Anyway, so I confirmed when I logged in that I was the only person that got that hi message. Which, before I had even logged in, I was like saying to Rue, I'm like, is this his way of trying to talk to me without like leaving a paper trail of any kind? Because technically it's like, it was our joint account, and like, if I were to go to the police, he could just say like, oh, she went on that account herself and like messaged herself. I'm like, because I can't think of any other reason why this would be happening. And then I see that it was only sent to me, and I'm like, wow, that's like exactly, like, that has to be what's happening. And also, like, he was probably just wasted off of his ass. And like, bitch, it's been like a fucking year almost since we've like stopped talking because of the restraining order. Like, can you stop? Like, can you just fucking like disappear from I'm not gonna say existence, obviously, but like, can you just not? Like, fuck. And even Rue tells me that like, while they were seeing each other, they weren't like dating, but like they were seeing each other for like a couple months, that like he was just constantly talking about me all of the time. And other people have told me that as well more recently. And I'm like, can you please just stop? Like, fuck. It's honestly just fucking ugh. Anyway, let's get back to the point here. So he sent me that hi message, and then I immediately just blocked the account, because I'm like, that account was able to message me because when we started it, we just gave ourselves we gave both of ourselves like our personal accounts of free access to the Soulmates account, you know. And so since it wasn't active, like, I honestly forgot about it existing until like a couple months ago, when there was a post and it was just said like hi or something like on the feed, and I was like, okay, he's just trying to keep the account active for some reason, whatever. So then seeing the message that said hi, I'm like, okay, let me just block this, because apparently he thinks that this is a good idea and that this is like a way that he can, I don't know, like, what does he think is gonna happen? I genuinely don't know. It's like a way to like pop up into my life without like the message being like from him directly, like it's from our shared account. I don't know, and honestly it doesn't matter, but like, fucking stupid, because you can literally go on OnlyFans and see all of the login sessions and from what device they're from, which I did end up doing, and they were all from like South Korea, like different fucking places, so obviously he's like using a VPN. But like, I don't log on to that. I haven't logged on to it since probably April of last year. Okay, it's getting so dark now. I blocked the account, and then Rue gets to my sister's and she's like, we should like send him a photo of us. And I'm like, I mean, I blocked the account, like, I don't know, I don't know, like, it would be funny because like it's both of us, but also like it wouldn't be funny because like he's like unwell and like just the worst person on the planet. But I was like, okay, fine, let's just do it. But I had already fucking blocked the account, so I had to then log back into the Soulmates account, give myself my Annalise account a free trial, go back onto my Annalise account, claim the free trial, log back onto Soulmates, and then of course in the notification just shows up that like I subscribed. So I'm like, okay, whatever. We take a photo of both of us, which I will put in It's super dark right now. Maybe that'll help for now. And sent it, and then I actually haven't checked my messages since, because that was pretty late last night and I've been busy today and I'm not going to be doing messages till tonight. But there's a whole other part of this, which maybe I'll save for later, since like it's dark and I'm in my car and my phone, whatever. Which I guess, back to the googly eye thing, is why I was kind of like, wait, what the fuck? Is this another thing that he's doing to, like, you know? But like literally it's like, if I wanted to, and like they tell you that you should, I should call the police and report that, like, hey, he contacted me, you know? And he would go to jail. But the other part of this, which I'll just summarize quickly because I suck at doing that, but I'm just gonna do it right now. Basically, recently I logged into my bank account, and we had opened up a joint bank account because you have to do so when you're making like a couple's OnlyFans. Made myself the primary account holder. Not that it really matters, except for like in super strange technicalities like the one that I'm about to mention. And I hadn't checked that bank account since maybe July of last year, because we stopped posting like in April, right? But there were still like several hundred subscribers, I want to say, for probably a couple months, and then like it was dropping off and dropping off and dropping off. But for a couple months, like I could go on there and like take out my half of the money to my own account. But because it was like not a lot of money, and I just didn't care to do so, and it's like at the bottom of all my accounts when I log into my bank account, like they're the two bottom accounts, like the checking and savings account that we opened up, they're at the very bottom, so I don't like ever see them. And so recently, like a month ago or maybe less, I was like, let me check those accounts and like, you know, take out my half of the money in there, because I hadn't checked it since like July. I knew that there would be maybe like a couple $1,000s for me to withdraw from there, just from not checking it for that long. I go to the accounts, and one of them has $0 in it, and the other one has like $13. And I'm like, huh, it's interesting. So I look at the transactions, and the bitch is just taking all of the money. It's not being split. He's not just taking out half, which even when we were doing the whole, like, I have a restraining order against you, so like, I'm gonna go in and take my half, and you can take your half, which he would always take his half first, and it would always be like, he would take a little bit too much, or like would take a random amount that I was like, what? Even that was like sketchy, because he was never really taking the right amount. But I log in and I see that there's like no money in there, and I'm looking at all the transactions, and it's like this ATM in Vegas, this ATM in Vegas, a lot of Walgreens in Vegas, Chipotle, like just like all these places in Vegas, right? Like ATM withdrawal, or like, oh no, not Walgreens, sorry, Albertsons, which I didn't even fucking know existed anymore. But I'm like, I think I was FaceTiming someone when I was looking at it, and I was like, wait, I expected like he would be taking out his half, or like probably more than his half, but like he would leave me my money also. And to go on there and see that there's $0 in like the savings account, which like, first of all, you can't have, because you have to maintain a balance, otherwise you have to pay a fee monthly, so that means that it's going to go into the negative, and then it's going to fucking affect my credit, all of that shit. But also like, wait, for the past how many months, 9-10 months, you've just been taking all of the money and like taking it out, withdrawing it with cash, or like going to Albertsons and like using the debit card, which I don't even have the debit card anymore, because I don't fucking, what? Can you not like use your own card when you go, like, I don't understand that. I don't even think I ever activated my debit card, because I knew I would just be with like transferring money from our joint account to my own savings or my own checking account, which is what I was doing. So when you go look at like all the transactions, it's like back in March and April, there's a few like big transfers from that account to my account, and then there's a few big withdrawals because he would withdraw his money in cash for some reason at the ATM. I don't know. And then since then, it's just like him constantly withdrawing all of the money. I can't, you guys. Like, I was like, wait, I gotta look into this. And it's like complicated and it depends on a lot of things. A lot of the times it's like, well, it's a joint bank account, so even though it's fucking shitty and like you could probably sue civilly, it's technically not illegal. But then I read that like in California, if you're the secondary account holder and you're taking out all of the money, that's illegal and you can be charged criminally and civilly and like all this stuff. And I'm like, I've just kind of been like, I haven't done anything because number one, I've been fucking busy. Number two, like the approach that I take with stuff like this, like as with my neighbor situation that I still haven't put out the video on, but I have about halfway done, with like my old apartment manager who's like stole from me, and then with Satan, and like the approach that I take is like, let me just not do anything. Let me let me just let it go and move on, because any effort that I put in toward like legal stuff, or not revenge, but like definitely not revenge, putting out information, like if I were to make a YouTube video or a Instagram whatever about like what happened and what I went through in that relationship and like things that he did to me and all of that stuff, like that would all just take energy from me and take time, and like just it's just one of those things where it's like I gonna let it go. It's not worth my time or energy, even though like I don't know. Now that like he's contacted me through our joint account on OnlyFans, I can't even, and like the bank stuff, which like just doesn't make any sense. Like why? Like fucking use your own card. I don't know. I didn't even know he was in Vegas until I was looking at the bank shit and seeing like all of these Vegas withdrawals. I don't know. Like, I don't give a fuck about him. I don't keep up with him in any way, shape, or form, because I would literally rather stab my eyes out. I don't want to even like remember that he exists. I have gotten so strong from that relationship, and I've learned so much about myself, and I'm genuinely such a better person now from it. Like, not from it, but from how I healed myself after it. Let's be clear, I'm giving him no credit. From how I healed myself after that, and what I learned about myself, and how I approach things now, and how like I am so much better now at just, there's just so many things. Like this is not supposed to be a long ranty thing, but I just like fucking like leave, like go away. Why do you have to do this? Like, I get it. I was like the only person to show you love and empathy and compassion and like way too much of the latter, and like give you way too many chances, and like probably was like the only real relationship I think that he actually had. But like, fuck off. You are a piece of shit human, and I think that he's the only person that I know that I can say that about. Well, no, that's not true. There's people that have done very, 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 very unspeakable things to me that I also think are piece of shit humans. But since this was such like a just a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Lawyers of YouTube, feel free to let me know down below if I should do something about the bank situation. And not even because I'm like, I want my money, but just because like, wait a second, you think you can just take all of the money out of our joint account when half is mine? And even when we had the page up and running, like I was doing all the fucking work. Anyway, that felt like a Patreon video.